Here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the International Racing League, Season 9, Formula Performance here, Round 11, the final race of the season, and obviously the title showdown here in Abu Dhabi. For today's race, I'm your commentator. My name is Tim Rustains, and I'm joined by Kevin Harrison. Hello.
Yeah, of course. A great track to have it as well. In real life, of course, it decided its fair share of championships, and today it's going to crown one of 9 potential candidates to go for this title. So I'm sure it's going to be, well, one of them's going to win the race. However that works out, we'll see, I guess. But I can imagine this one's going to be a good one.
Yeah, the rest of the day we were definitely filled with some action because of the 2 straights, obviously, and I think the drivers will be definitely fighting more than usual because of like the championship is, like you said, decided today between 9
Yeah,
drivers.
half of the grid here right now can win,
Yeah.
potentially. So, yeah, you look at a driver, 1 in 2 chance that they're fighting for a championship today. That's how close it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely keep an eye on the fight for the win and also for the championship. If like championship fighters are like driving or racing each other against each other, then will also go to them. Um, let's check the standings for sure. In the constructor, we have also still 3 teams fighting for the championship. There is between 14 points, and for the drivers' championships, it's around 22, I
I
think.
think it's 22 or
Yeah.
24.
Yep,
22.
22. Yeah, good.
Yeah. By the way, Jared's on a lap. He was the first one, just so you know, on the mediums.
Yes.
Or I think he was the first one at least,
There we
from
go.
what I could tell.
And the hairpin currently. I think the guys who are in the Ferrari powered engine today will definitely climb the straights because I tested the cars early on, and the Ferrari engine is like 1/10 or maybe more on the straight slower than the Mercedes engine.
Yeah, could be a little bit of an advantage for people like Matthew, and I think it's Cameron Young in the other Williams. No, it's not. It's Lewis Curtis. Yeah. So maybe them two would have a little bit of an advantage overtaking, and if they can do a good quality session, then maybe they would be able to kind of hold up a train. And since being quicker in the straights, they might be able to just hold on to a good position.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think Jared Fosbury is coming into the final sector now. He's already in. He's coming to the penultimate corner now. Here will be the benchmark setting on mediums. It's a 135.6. Behind him we have a racing point.
Rocco Walsh now coming across the line. He's surely going to be the 34.9 straight away.
Yep. How about JCK? I think now he started his lap. What about Joe Hollis? Yeah, Joe Hollis is the next guy to cross the line. Goes up to 3rd. In the meantime, Michael Mahler started the fastest lap. One of the Williams.
Nino Romanello, one of the guys going for a championship, 3rd on the mediums. Fastest on the mediums.
Cameron
of course,
Young goes up to
people on
2nd. And Cameron Young obviously won the last 3 races, so today in the Haas he's like in the car where he should need to be. But it's not the best for him looking to the championship being in the Haas, but it's how the system is. As Mafiola invalidated. He's coming to the line. Tom Jewell, the racing point today. As he has softs fitted in the meantime, he goes to the line and goes up to 6th.
Yeah,
Nice.
Sondre Sorhog just there as well went 2nd, was at 34.8 in the Alpha Tower.
Yeah, good luck from him.
Actually,
there.
very close between the top 2 as well. There's 3 to 4 hundredths of a second there.
I'm not sure. But I think the most of the drivers said it already a lap now. Maybe 1 or 2 guys are going for a second run, like JCK, I think. He's in 0 errors and now he's diving into the pits. How about Lewis Curtis? He is in hot lap errors currently. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he goes wide and it's an invalidation. Until it's back end there. What about Ollie? I think he was on a lap. And what is far off the line? It's on the second DRS right now. Coming to a little chicane here. Don't touch the sausage cup there. It's Abu Dhabi, like a lot of parts on this track. You have these sausage curbs on the inside. That means you cannot cut the whole corner, nor even a bit, because when you're touching the sausage curb, like your car will be getting unstable, and you need to fix it, and it will lose you a few possible tenths.
Yeah, we're going to see Brandon Glover set his first lap time. And that's 10th only.
Ollie goes up to 4th. Ollie up to 4th. He's also one of the championship fighters today. And Sylvain Vessel should be the only guy on a lap in the meantime. He's coming down to turn 8. To the one of two tricky chicanes here. Got a good exit, decent racing point today on softs. Okay, we can already talk in terms of strategy. I just know that we have here like a sure 3-stop, no 2-stop, and a possible 3-stop. So it will be definitely interesting if one of the drivers are choosing the hards, or if they're all going to soft medium medium or soft medium, however the strategy is.
Yeah, given how Matthew was talking about it before the race, the softs are really not a tire that you're going to be wanting to be on in the race. Is how he was talking really was get off them as soon as possible to get on the mediums because they're that bad. So I wouldn't be surprised if most people are going to be going for a soft medium, get the best lap they can in quality, of course, on the softs, and switch over to the mediums a little early on. Just get rid of the softs early on. If there's a safety car though, might end up forcing some of the drivers on the softs, and if it's timed badly, then it could end up going badly for some people's title hopes.
Yeah. As Jared Fosbury in the AlphaTauri today started his second flying lap. His first one was only enough for P13. Maybe he can improve on his time, and he's already a half-10 lap. Oh, and let's say he's currently the championship holder, or like a crown champion from last season. He has a chance today to crown him again as champion, but he's 22 points off. It will be not the easiest job for him. As he's getting a bit of slipstream from Louis Quinlan there on the second DRS rate. Coming on down to turn 11, 12 and 13. The little big sausage cup chicane, I would call it. Into the first two right handers turn 15 and 16. Trigger braking is only turn 17. Then into turn 18, don't touch the sausage cup here. Same as here, and he has invalidated his lap time out of turn 18, and he crashed, but he saved his car. As I think Michael Marlowe could be one of the next drivers to finish his lap. He's currently it's an out lap. Didn't saw that. What about who's the next guy? One of the Williams. It's Matthew Orler, the championship leader in the moment. In the Williams today. Last corner, good exit here. Full throttle to line, and it goes on provisional pole. 34.3. Good luck from him. What can his teammate do? He's diving into the pits. What
Yeah,
about
just
Nino?
Matthew just showing how much of an alien he is, of course. Put him in any car, doesn't matter, he's going to be competitive, and there you go. Pole.
Yeah. As we have Nino
Well, provisional
Romanello.
pole, but still pole for now.
Yeah, provision pole. And there's a provision
And
pole for
well,
Nino
there you go.
Romanello.
Nino beats it straight after with a 33.5. That's 8/10 quicker than Matthew.
Yep, it is. Ross Denham and Cameron Young coming to the line. Ross goes up to 7th. Behind them we have... who's coming?
Who's in the Merc? Because I saw at the start they weren't being used, and someone's in the Merc now.
Thomas McIver.
Okay.
Searching for some drivers coming to the line, but it don't look like anyone is. Oh, Louis Quinlan is. It's coming out to the last corner. As he's on a slow lap, I think. Yeah, 11 seconds off. Maybe bottled his first run, and goes now for a second one. Tom Jewell invalidated his lap. Behind him we have one of the Ferraris. No. Oh, Thomas McIver. Speaking about him is coming now. He has some validation. Okay. There will be no rep from him.
No, I think he was on an out lap. So this would be him starting this up now.
But Cameron Young is at the moment a small bit of a 10th up on his time. And the house today coming to the line. Really improve? Yes, he will, but it's not enough to jump a position up. Brendan Glover comes to the line, improves by 1 position. He was on a lap. I think we're reaching again the point that we have not that much drivers on their laps. I think Olive Lever is one of the guys.
Well, as I said, Thomas McIver did actually start one. He's been purple in Sector 1 by a 10th over Nino.
Yeah, currently on board I'm with
And there's
Ollie.
purple Sector 2 as well.
Yeah, I will definitely follow them both, Ollie and Thomas. Thomas is up on his time, and Ollie as well. Ollie, I think I saw 2 10ths. Let's see what he can do in the Ferrari. But also Thomas McIver has good pace, and he is in the Merc today.
Yeah, his second sector didn't seem as good as his first. Of course, first was a purple, his second sector was 6/10 off Nino, so he's going to really need to pull something out of the bag here.
Yep, Ollie improves by 1, and Thomas McIver goes up to 4th.
Yeah, he had purple in Sector 1, but the final second and third were not good enough.
Yeah. What to Brandon? Oh, his tires are a bit dirty, it looks like he spun out. As we have only 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in the session, the tires are now starting to come off for the final runs. Fresh tire sets.
Yeah, Lewis Curtis I've just found is on lap. He's the only one on the lap right now.
I'm on board with him.
Going through the chicane with a little bit of traffic, it seems, and actually he's suddenly slowing down. He was going for it, he didn't invalidate or anything. And that might be his last lap as well. There's only 3 minutes left in the session. Of course, that is a little wrong usually for commentators compared to what they see, but time is running out regardless.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. The time's running out for him. He needs to go on a lap to be competitive for today. Because of he is in my right remember. Yeah, he's P2 currently. And now look where Matthew is, and he's not where he is. Bit of a weird sentence. Maybe starting now his lap. We're now building the gaps
Yeah, it
Because
looks
we
like he
have...
did try to save some fuel, so he's going to be going for it again.
Yep. Oh, he started the lap. 146.0. But it will definitely improve on this lap. But Rocco is ahead of him, and Rocco is on a lap. So I will follow them both closely behind each other.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on Rocco. He was actually getting a bit of slipstream from,
Yeah,
I think that was Nino, yeah, on his
I
lap.
think. Oh, that's good for him because of the bad Ferrari engine. He's definitely giving better slipstream than Tom Jewell did. Someone else on the lap. Yeah, if you already started their laps. As Rocco is purple and 1/10 up on his time. To go on the provisional pole, he needs to be 1.4 seconds up. So let's see what he can do. I don't think it will be enough, but definitely one of the top positions around P5, I think. It's definitely in this case of getting a good time. Penultimate corner now. Pushing the car to the limit. What can he do? It's he didn't improve further, but Lewis goes up to P40 in 35.2. Okay, then we have behind. Oh, a few drivers. Joe Hollis, will he improve? He goes up to P12, one position for him. Who is on a lap as well? One of the has coming. Oh, no, he's pitting. If David Torres could be Jared Fosbury. No, he's starting the final sector now. This time no invalidation here, as the time is up for the drivers to start the lap. So everyone who hasn't started his lap now don't have the chance anymore. Jared Fosbury, P17 currently for him. What can he do? Goes up to P6. What about Michael Marlowe and his teammate who are closely behind each other? Followed by Tom Jewell. The first one will be into the barrier. What can he do? He was already on a provisional pole. He slowed down. What about Tom Jewell? Goes up to P6. Nino Romanello. Oh, it was the other. Matthew Holder is in the last sector.
Yeah, I've been watching Matthew. He was a tiny bit up in the first sector, but in the second sector he lost his very small gain. So, and there it's an invalidation. He's not going to be improving at all.
Yeah, Sir Investor in the
I
racing
don't think
point.
if he did improve, it would have been enough for a P3 though.
Yeah.
Well, and now
Sir
P3
Investor goes up to P3. What about Sandre? Sitting currently in P5. Oh, he invalidated his lap. That's unfortunate for him.
I think that's it.
Oh, Paco Suarez up to
Paco
P2.
Suarez.
Yeah, I didn't saw that. And Nino.
Okay, yeah, Paco Suarez is going to cross the line with no fuel, and that's going to be it. Nino Romanello, one of the people in the championship fight, on pole.
Yep, definitely good for him. He is at the moment 15 points behind Jared Fosbury, Matthew Holder. As our grid for today's race is Nino Romanello on pole, ahead of Paco Suarez, Sylvain Vessier, Matthew Holder, Sondre Zarok, Thomas McGarver, Tom Jewell, Cameron Young, Jared Fosbury, and Michael Marlowe is completing the top 10. Outside of the top 10 with good tire choice we have Ollie Flavel, Ross Denholm, Rocco Walsh, Joe Hollis, Brandon Glover, Luis Curtis, Louis Quinlan, Shane Callier, and Jose Mendeville. So as we have a few drivers who are in the championship fight, starting out of top 10, who is like Brandon Glover, Luis Curtis, Rocco Walsh, but also a few guys are starting in the top 10.
I just had a look. If it finished the same as quali, Matthew would end up winning it over Nino by 2 points. Nino would gain by 12, I think.
Mhm.
So, yeah, no, actually it would be 3 then. So Matthew Older would win by 3 if he was able to keep his position and Nino still won.
Yeah, we definitely need to calculate a
That's of
lot
course
throughout the
given that
race.
no one else beats Matthew. But
Oh,
yeah,
and
if it
it's
stays like this,
yeah,
Matthew
yeah.
wins, to be
Yeah.
simple.
We definitely need to do a lot of calculations throughout the race to call it champion.
Yeah,
But the important
9
thing
people.
is it's not raining. What is no surprise?
Bit of rain in the desert wouldn't hurt anybody.
Mhm. So I was picking out our setups, maybe some changes or the strategy for today's race. And then we are going to the formation lap. Last one of this season. Sounds like I've already got disqualified from the session. He will start in cold tires. How's the tire choice? Let's see. Outside of the top 10, everyone except of no, not Ross, Joe and Shane are starting on mediums, and we have the predicted pit stop strategy was a soft medium, and the other one it didn't. So as Thomas McIver qualified on mediums in P6, as you know. Not bad. There will be also a big strategy game today.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, no one at the back going for hards, so it just shows even more how bad the hards are.
Yeah.
And how really a one-stop is not the way to go.
It is possible, but it's not the way how it works. Or it's not the fast way, better said. It's Matthew, I think. Says in the chat that Thomas is on the wrong tire. He is on the wrong tire or needs to pit lap 1. I don't know. I don't know if he qualified on these mediums, but could be a lag of code. I will check it now on the stream. Yeah, Matthew is right.
Yeah, he also put in chat that he was
Yeah.
loading in constantly, so that's a lag out.
I don't know how to handle this. I would just say like.
Well,
to make it
simply
fair.
you should pit lap 1 or you'll be
Yeah.
disqualified.
No, to make it fair. Even if it was a lag because of his bad internet connection usually. Yeah, would be the thing to do for him as we are waiting for last driver to go into the grid. Then we have the last one on the way, as we have 28 laps ahead of the drivers for the last race in Season 9 Formula Performance Tier. Championship deciding race today. As I'm waiting for the lights. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go, last round is underway. Who will be crowned the new champion of FP? It looks like good start from Nino, and this time is glitched again. As we're waiting for the VC to end. And it's green, green, green racing. Matthews directly in the description of Nino Romanello. They're both are definitely fighting for the championship today. Matthews gaining in the description, but don't think it will be enough. He's looking for a little dive, but he's not diving into turn 1. What about further back? Do we have someone setting an overtake into the little hairpin? No, then we're going back to the lead. As I think there are two guys side by side, or nearly it's Paco and Sylvan, but Sylvan backs off for the moment. We're just going for it. Don't feel as Olive level is on the inside of Joe Hall is. He has now the outside line and he proved that he is faster and moves up at position as we have already a few guys with penalties. And some battles on track. Not in a moment, and we need to wait for the next straight. Would be the little start finish straight, but I don't think it's possible to try move as the timings are glitch or what is happening. Yeah, timings are glitch as usual. We have another VSC.
Another virtual safety car.
We have 3 drivers in the pits. A safety car for the beginning would be interesting in terms of strategy. I think like the pits would be completely filled with everyone switching to mediums. But at the moment, Nino is still leading out of Matthew. 7 euros and fuel is at the moment the thing to do. As if, and again, the predicted pit stop strategy is soft, medium, or soft, medium, medium. As we go back, green flag racing as Thomas McGarvey got the speeding out of VSC drive-through penalty. That ruins his race anymore. Neither we have any fights. Doesn't look like. What about Matthew? Matthew's dropped already out of the 1 second window of Nino Romanello.
Yeah, for me, the timing between them is broken. It's not actually moving at all.
Yeah, I know this glitch.
Yeah, 1.1.
Yeah, as Paco is still in the DRS window of Paco. No, Paco's in the DRS window of Paco. Okay, Paco's in the DRS window of Matthew, and DRS is enabled. We are on lap 3. So the first DRS power reaction will go on in this lap as Siren Vestier is looking to be fast in P4 behind Paco Suarez into the hairpin. Let's see, I'm going onward with Sylvain to see if there is any overtakes. Oh, Matthew got the DRS from Nino. Okay, that's surprising. As Sylvain Vestier is gaining on Paco Suarez, but it's definitely not enough. What about Cameron Young? He's not close. We have a little fight for P10, but no one is close enough to try something. Maybe on the second DRS rate. Maybe see Olive level is now under pressure from Joe Hall.
There goes Cameron Young. He's gotten around Sondre Sorhog for P5 there. So Cameron Young's making a move on, or getting a move on to try and catch up to the top 2 guys who, of course, he is in a championship fight with.
As Joe and Ollie really going for a through the chicane, they already fight it, and it looks like that Joe got the better exit. And he's for now ahead. As Tom Jordan is pretty much setting Jared Fosbury under pressure, who got a good start, I think. Jared Fosbury started around P15, I think. Oh no, I think it was P9. So I see it in the stream. As Matthew also started the fast lap, and Cameron started it now. Let's go back to the leading group. They're all within the 1 second window, but no one's pretty much close enough to try something. Maybe Cameron Young? Oh my god, to the inside of Silver Investor into the hairpin out of nowhere. And he gets the DRS. What about Cyril Vessier? He has the Mercedes engine advantage, but the DRS I think should be stronger. Yes, it is, and he should be ahead of him into the next one. What about Tom Jewell? He's ahead of Jared Fosbury now on the straight.
And Cameron Young just made another move 1 lap later to get 1 step closer to the top 2. 2 laps ago he was in 6th, he is now in 4th.
Yeah, good job from him. Vessier goes on his outside, and he's not giving him a single bit of space. Okay, that's not clean. Cyril Vessier was on his inside for the first turn in the chicane, and he completely shut the door. What do we have further back the field? Looks like nothing at all. We're going back to the leading group. There's a bit of a train building behind Cyril Vessier now. It's a group where the drivers are pretty much close to each other, even if it's only 3 guys. But let's go on board with Nino. He's a sitting dog in the Ferrari. Matthew Alder is in his slipstream with the DRS, and he's gaining a lot. Oh my god. Maybe we see an overtake after the second DRS rate.
Oh, not with that exit though. Pacosaurus is a very, very bad exit.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Gonna actually be dropping out of the DRS as well.
Smithfield's not close enough to try move on
Vessier's actually coming back at Cameron Young, and he's not been able to make the move in the chicane at the end of the second straight. He did try down the inside, but or I guess it was the inside at least, but it didn't work, and Cameron Young keeps P4.
As Tom Jewell is still behind Jared Fosbury. Jared Fosbury looks like the first time got on your ass. As the first people are pitting, Sondre Zorog and Cameron Young. Maybe an undercut. Sondre was in this little group I talked earlier on. Maybe he tries to undercut this little group to get ahead. I'm not losing that much time. Yellow flag, sector 2, should be a spin out from Thomas McIver. Yes, looks like. But I'm looking at Matthew now, who is still behind Nino Romanello. In the slipstream now with the DRS. He's not using his overtake button, because he's pretty much low on DRS.
Well, there's a little bit of a fight here. Lewis, Ollie and Bran for 9th. They're all closing on Joe Hollis as well. Joe Hollis, it looks like he's getting out of the way. Maybe he doesn't want to interrupt the championship fight. Of course, Bran and Lewis both contenders for the championship at least, both in points where they need to be. And Rocco not too far up the grid. He's just behind Jared Fosbury as well. 4 in a row all going for the championship, and of course the top 2 as well. So really is Paco Vezier and Michael Marlowe splitting the kind of 2 groups of people who can win this race today.
That's correct. As I think did Tom Jewell pitted. He's not anymore behind Jared. That's definitely an undercut.
Yeah, it'll be interesting where Cameron Young comes out compared to Paco Suarez, because that's really who he's going to be looking to undercut. He was with Vezier a few seconds back, but if those softs are as bad as Matthew has been saying today, then maybe this medium undercut could prove to be quite significant. Of course, in Hungary last week, an undercut on the hards can gain you quite a bit. We'll see Paco now. He is coming out of the pit lane as we speak. There's a Ferrari, there's a McLaren, if you can see it on the map.
Yeah, I'm on board.
And it looks like Paco is going to come out just in front, but that undercut
gained
has helped him a
time.
lot to
Yeah, he
be
gained
within
time.
DRS.
But he wastes his ERS completely. But he's definitely closer. Matthew and New York came out as they was coming in. No big surprise here. Do we have some battles? Yes, Brandon and Lewis still going for it on the second DRS right now. Will we see an overtake into turn 11? Lewis has a bit of engine advantage, but Brandon has a DRS advantage. He's gaining a bit, but it's not enough for the moment. What about Shane on his provision teammate for today's race? Joe Hollis. We're going now to the second DRS straight. Oh, Shane got a really bad exit. I don't think we will have a chance to try and overtake. But it's still gaining and gaining. But I don't think it will be enough. It's definitely not. With the yellow flag, Thomas McIver. Correct. Srinivasa is pitting. And Rocco Walsh takes the lead of the race. Closely followed by Lewis and Brandon. Are still fighting with each other. As if Michael Marlowe.
Yeah, and look at where Vizier is now. Of course, he was fighting with Cameron before the pit stops, and look how far behind he is by putting those few laps later.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, definitely, like on mediums, if someone tries to undercut you, you definitely, it's not a good idea to go for another lap. Then you need to. What about Brandon? He is gaining on Lewis, but it's still not enough. But he's very close now with a good exit out of the turn 9 chicane exit. Maybe we can try and move into turn 11. But it's not getting much. What about Michael Marlowe, who was at the back of Sondre Zorhaug? Red Bull with
Yeah, it looks like
Tauri.
he is going for this move as well. He's going to open DRS. Sondre is going to defend to the inside, but I don't think that's even going to be enough. And yeah, Michael Marlowe gets him in under DRS, and he's up into 8th place. Very easy move there.
Yeah. No, we don't have an active battle. Who is on the straight? We have still a few little groups of fighting. Most of them are in the championship fight. Like Brandon and Lewis. Seems it's fast slap. Our Nino, net leader, is only 1.4 seconds behind them. Nearly a full safety car, not a full safety car, full pit stop. Marcus Ferraris is now in the DRS window of Matthew Alder. And Cyril Vestier is at the back of Jared Fosbury. And look at Tom Jewell, he undercut Jared, I think. He was definitely stuck behind Jared, and now he's ahead of him. Olive Flavel is closely at the back of Shane. Will he dive it? No, he's not. I think he's waiting just for the straight. Yeah, he's already punctured outside to get a bit of a switchback and a better exit than Shane. Shane's going slow, going wide now. Shane has a bit of a engine advantage, but now the DRS for Olive Flavel. He's gaining. He goes to the outside, okay. Shane gives him the space he needs. As Ollie goes for a switchback into the chicane to get a way better exit out of turn 9. He's activating DRS now, and looks like he will be out of him before the corner starts, and he is. No, Shane is still on his outside, but he can't fight anymore back. Oh, and Brandon and Nino. Nino got out of Brandon. Nice yellow flag.
Walsh.
Maybe
that's
undercutting.
For the Merc. So that's Thomas McIver. He's a lap down right now, of course.
Yeah, he's spun already.
Yeah, no wing for him anymore. Well, very little wing left.
Rocco goes onto hards. Medium hard strategy, okay. Didn't expect it from anyone.
Well, he's got to try something, of
Oh,
course.
Nino got
He's
beautiful
not
switchback on
leading the
Lewis.
championship.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Rocco not exactly leading the championship, and of course starting outside of the top 10. I think he's just going to go for one stop and hope that something happens up ahead, that maybe he gets a lucky safety car or people fight enough that he can maybe hold them off at the end somehow and make something of this title fight, which, if you look at it that way, I think it is good. As I did see there, Matthew Walder getting past Matthew Walder getting past Brandon,
Yeah,
on
but
the inside,
also
I think.
Paco's looking for a move on Brandon now. Brandon's more like a sitting duck in the moment because of the guys behind him are on fresher tires. Same compound, but a bit fresher.
Yeah, and Paco's really going to want to make this move because he's getting held up by Brandon, of course. Brandon on those 9-lap old mediums, he's taken them from lap 1. He hasn't pit yet. You wouldn't be expecting to see him come in? No, he's going to be staying out as Lewis Curtis comes in, so he might be able to get a bit of an undercut on Brandon and increase the gap. We'll see where he comes out to Rocco. We'll have to have a look at that. But Paco's still behind Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon really holding him up, and you can see the gap now to Matthew Walder. It's just getting bigger as we speak. Is he going to be able to make a move now? He had a look on the outside, but he's going to keep it behind. Can he make a move maybe in the straight, as Brandon, I think, has lost DRS by now, 1.6 seconds. Yes, he has. So it should be an easy move in the straight with the Renault power as well versus the Ferrari. He should be able to go down the inside and push on to try and catch back up to Matthew. Yeah, he is.
I was just like watching him.
Easy move.
Yeah, I was watching him through the third sector where he was just like nearly spinning him because of he was just like pushing him through all the corners. He was just like
I think it was sensible there from Paco though. He waited to make the move, and actually it might come back to bite him. Brandon Glover's going to go around the outside. He's used a lot of ERS. Paco's going to keep it on the inside. Don't squeeze him out and keep that position. A nice little ball from them. Brandon tried his best to get back the P3 that he had, but really I don't think he should be fighting because Lewis Curtis and Rocco Walsh both have pitted before him, so he's going to be he's going to have to worry himself more with them and pit very, very soon.
Yeah, Lewis was going as well onto the hards, so maybe they're just hoping that shows.
Yeah, in comes Brandon.
Yeah, it's Michael Marlowe.
So we'll see where he comes out compared to Rocco and Lewis, who are in a bit of a train of their own right now.
Thomas McGovern spun again. As if you're looking now into the championship.
Brandon Grover on Ghost soft tires.
Okay, that's definitely a different strategy.
So medium, soft medium, I assume for Brandon. But Lewis Curtis and Rocco Walsh both go through. And he might end up coming out behind Ollie Flavel. They might be side by side, you know. Nah, Bran has him.
Okay, that's definitely
so Bran comes out in 13th. 2 seconds up the road is Lewis Curtis, who he was fighting with beforehand, or at least close to on track beforehand.
Okay,
So again, we see an undercut working out for him, for the drivers in general, really.
I think a undercut on this track is already strong as well, as we have in the meantime Michael Marlowe getting on not Thomas McGovern, Cameron Young, and he is ahead of turn 11. I always wanted to say, like on the first DRS raid, Michael Marlowe backed off. He closed his DRS to not get the extra speed. He didn't want it to dive him into turn 8.
Speaking of down the inside, a dive from Joe Hollis on Lewis Curtis. Lewis Curtis, of course, is fighting for the championship. Joe, he's not fighting for anything. He's just there for himself, and he's going to be pushing on the mediums. Maybe he could end up helping Lewis Curtis to catch back up to Rocco Walsh, who's a car up the road, of course, maybe getting away a little bit. Those mediums are surely going to catch, especially Renault versus Alfa Romeo.
And Jessica retired in the pits. What do we have? We have Markamalo looking for some good pace. Behind him we have Cameron Young, who is getting under pressure by Sondre. Sondre is sadly not in the title fight because of 1 point. He's 27 behind Matthew. And with that out, as he's gaining a lot on Cameron Young on the way to turn 8. With
Yeah,
a
Cameron
good
Young also
exit.
gaining quite a bit on Michael Marlowe, but I'm not sure if it'll be in those yellow flags.
It's unsure.
Could that end up being a safety car?
Maybe. Would definitely destroy
Nah, it looks like it was sorted out. I think that was Tom Jewell, maybe. It
yeah,
looked like he was
he
on
was
his
dropping
own,
positions.
maybe. I'm not sure, but
Another yellow flag for Thomas Vigave again. He's getting lapped now.
oh, and I've just realised, by the way, Nino has a penalty. Matthew, of course, doesn't right now.
No, that's
As there goes Thomas McIver.
yeah, Thomas Vigave.
I'm not usually one for telling people to retire, but he's how many laps? I think this is the second time getting lapped now.
Maybe. But he spun already a few times, so he definitely without a safety car he
Oh,
will
and
be.
there's almost another spin. Jeez, I
Yes.
wouldn't think he's. Yeah, he's. I think he's trying to cause something. That kind of looked a bit intentional. He's moving the wheel about, trying to spin.
Now maybe fighting against the hard
I'll keep
tires.
an eye
Oh
on
my
him,
god,
though.
Brent Glover nearly was having contact with Lewis in the fast red, and it could have been ended up horribly for both. As Brandon is ahead, but was like a stupid move ahead of the straight. As Matthew got his penalty now. Oh, well, what means his penalty? He got a penalty now. As Brandon is using everything to defend on Lewis. What about Joe? He's gaining on Rocker Watch with the DRS and the Renault engine, and he's not diving it into turn. Oh my god, contact! Looks like no wing damage. On the second DRS right now. Joe Hall is gaining with the DRS. Nothing Rocker Watch can do. Joe Hall is on the inside and he's already ahead of the corner. Ahead of him in the corner. That's Brandon Glover. We definitely put Rocker Watch under pressure. He's going down the inside into the double right hander. He's turn 15 and 16 and he is ahead. Lucky that Rocco didn't shut the door down. This Brand is definitely the fastest guy with the softs in this group. Who is behind Joe Hollis, will definitely set Joe Hollis under pressure. As Joe Hollis got a bad exit out of turn 21. But it's not close enough for Brand to try something in turn 1. Oh, both lost their back end a bit. Brandon will get his penalty for cutting corners. And now DRS. He's having a way better exit, but Joe Hollis have a bit of advantage from the engine, but it won't help him because of Brandon will be faster with the DRS. He's not gaining enough, really. Still drive it, not dive it. No, he's not. As they both got a bit of a bad exit. Brandon Glover, now he should get an overtake done. He's going to the outside line into turn 11, get a horrible camera angle here. As Joe can still fight back, but now Brandon is ahead. With this bad exit, he's getting under pressure now by Rocco Walsh. But he's cleaning this up pretty fast. As Olive Level is coming to this little group here. Sandra is in the pits.
Oh, I just saw Paco there. I was on board with him. He almost lost it in turn 3, I think it was, the right-hander. Flat out
Hmm.
right. He had a little bit of a moment, but luckily for him, he's still going.
What do we have? Joe Hollis closing in on Brandon. So Brandon can.
I would be looking at Vezier. He's going to be making a move on Cameron Young now
Hmm.
at the end of the straight, and under braking as well. He's going to be making that move easily up into 5th. But Cameron Young come back at him. Of course, Vezier also had a little bit of a moment. He's going to open the DRS. Cameron Young. Vezier's going to defend to the inside. Cameron Young's going to be looking to go around the outside now. It's going to be very tricky to go side by side through here if they plan on it. But no, Vezier does squeeze out Cameron Young, and also Cameron Young gets a 3-second pen for good measure. But Vezier does hold him off and keeps the P5.
Talking about Paco Suarez, he's closing in on Maffiola now. And Maffiola's chopping off a bit to Pietonino. Thomas
Yeah, of
McGavin spins
course,
again.
Matthew doesn't have to fight this right now because he won't lose the championship. If he's 3rd, it is still good enough. It's only a problem if he's going to be threatened to drop to 5th, which doesn't really look like it's going to happen anytime soon.
Is in the
So,
pits. Yeah. Currently
yeah,
we're.
Paco does look to have a bit of pace right now
Yeah.
on those mediums.
So we're on lap 70 of 28 of this race. And currently we don't need to do big calculations. Maffiola will win this championship. But the race is not finished yet. So let's see what this race can bring also to end the rest of the race. Is Brandon pitted for mediums? Yes. I already know when I see yellow flag in even a sector run, I see just like a blue cover. Who is the mark? I pretty much know already that Thomas McGavin is spinning again. As I'm watching Luis, the back of Joe Hollis.
Do you know if Thomas usually runs potentially no assists?
Yes.
Because it kind of seems he's running no assists for the first time.
He drove, I think, already a few times, no assists. But yeah, he's a fast guy, but he's so inconsistent in terms of not spinning out. So yeah, seeing him spinning out is not like a thing what we see rare. So yeah. As he's pitting. But at the moment I'm watching Lewis Curtis who's at the back of Joe Hollis. What is Shane doing? You want some screen time, Shane, or what? Let's go. Sandra Zorks, that's the fast lap. He's sitting in pit valve after his pit stop. Maybe I can fire it up a few positions. A few drivers out of Zondra needs to pit, oh my god. Everyone except of Luis Rocco and Cyril Bessier. Maybe we could see Zondra again on the podium. As Paco Suarez is only 5 tenths behind Matthew. How is it looking about penalties? Top 3 are all on 3 seconds. Except of Michael Marlowe has none. Gerald Fosbury has 12 seconds.
Yeah, looking at it, Matthew has 1 warning on top of that, and Paco has 2, so Paco is closer to getting 6 seconds, but doesn't mean that Matthew Waller is too far away from it either, though.
Do you know if soft medium is possible? 1 stop? I don't think.
I haven't done any practice with it, but like given how Matthew talked about the softs, I really don't think that it's possible. I mean, it's meant to be a soft hard or a soft medium, so I don't think so. But
Oh, Thomas McGovern retired from
yeah,
the session. Oh, he crashed out at the VSC. Oh, and the big group was passing the pits. Oh, a lot of drivers who could have pit now are in this group. Tom
yeah,
Jewell is
Cameron
pitting.
actually, of course, he's in the championship fight as well. He's benefited from this. He's going to come out just behind the train that involves Rocco Walsh and Lewis Curtis.
Yep, and talking about strategy, I know now what Nino, Matthew, Paco, Michael, Jared, and Joe are doing. They're just doing soft, medium, soft. Not
Yeah, it
soft,
looks
medium,
like
medium,
it.
so soft, medium,
Cameron
soft.
Young opting for an early stop on the softs. Of course, at the end, his softs are going to be going off quite a bit, but at the same time, he did gain a lot of time by pitting under the VSC, so maybe it'll come back in his favour. But if it does or not, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Because remember, people like... Well, actually, no. Yeah, Rocco and Lewis are both going to the end, yeah. So he's going to have to pass them and pull away a bit. Because at the end, those softs are not going to be healthy.
Joe and Jared are fighting.
Joe,
it's Jared,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Jared went across the
Chicane.
runoff.
Yeah. And they have a bit of a group behind Jared. All the way down to Sir Investier, who was
Yeah,
going
Jared got
inside.
quite a hefty penalty for that as well. He's up to 15 now. I'm
It
gonna
was
check
3-second
to
time
make
penalty.
sure what it was.
That was
Okay.
freezing time, but he had 12 before. Sir Investier really setting Rocker Walsh under pressure with his fresh mediums, and the mediums, oh my god, are so much advantage as he goes down the inside on Rocker Walsh into turn 1, and he should be easily ahead. Yes, he is. And Cameron Young with his softs are coming now into this game. Or a bit of a fight. Will be interesting when the front group is pitting. Let's see how the gap is for Cameron Young. He is in a moment 34 seconds behind the leader. As Cameron Young is... What happened to Zero Investier? Yeah, I thought just an airplane flying, okay. Oh, and Rocco Walsh nearly had contact with Cameron Young. Does Cameron Young have swing damage? Yes, he has. Maybe it's with some contact with Zero Investier. That's definitely ruining his chance of winning this race or generally the championship. As he's still doing an overtake on Rocco Walsh into turn 11. He's on the inside and he's already ahead before braking. What is going on? A bit of a group here. Luis and Jared
in
fighting.
come all of the top 3, by the way, into the pits.
Okay.
Softs going on for Nino. I would assume Matthew and Paco doing the same.
Whoa. Cameron is diving into everywhere. He just dived down inside and Jared out of nowhere. His Star has so much advantage. He's diving it now into turn 20. Down the inside and ahead of Lewis Curtis. And he's now gaining a lot on Joe Hollis and will definitely go not for a move, surprisingly.
Oh, you can
he's
see the grip
pushing him.
difference.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to Paco on Brendan Glover earlier. That the softs, compared to old mediums, like, when they're fresh, the softs are just so much
Oh,
better.
Rocker Walsh spun! Oh no! He spun a thing out of the right-hander. And that's definitely his championship over. On Harris he tried everything.
Yeah,
But
there goes
Cameron-
Cameron Young up to 4th.
He was definitely on a charge in this group.
Now
It's Lewis
7
Curtis now.
seconds up the road.
Lewis Curtis down the inside on Joe Hollis and Jared Fosbury down the inside on Sylvia Vessier. They're still all side by side. Jared came off track, losing a few positions. Oh my god, so much cars. The Sylvia Vessier is at the back of Joe Hollis. Will he dive it? No. Yes, he will. He's going down the inside on Joe Hollis.
Yeah,
Still
Michael
side by
Marlowe trying to make
side.
a move on the outside of
Oh
Lewis
my
Curtis
god,
as
and
well.
Joe's-
Moreno gets hit in the round.
Yeah.
Wing damage as well. That's really his race over.
I was on board. They bumped. And Joe Hollis is out. They bumped
Yeah.
in the turn on the exit of turn 14, and just like Joe Hollis spun a bit, but he left his car and just like was driving into a Sir Investier and then
Virtual.
yeah, getting contact with the wall then. Cameron Young is
pitting?
pitting. Yeah, he's wing damage from early on.
Ah.
And same as Lewis pitting. Sandra is getting a bit of advantage. Oh, Sandra got drive-through penalty. I was on board with him. Sandra. Yep. No comment on that anymore. As we have Michael Marlowe at the back
Wouldn't be bottle hug without a bottle, really.
Yeah, I didn't want to call that. As look at Michael Marlowe. He has Sir Investor ahead of him closely, and Sir Investor has 12 seconds of time penalty. But the front group still are all on 3. This Paco lost, I think, is a bit of gap to Matthew. This 1 second gap where he was. As Michael Marlowe is gaining in the reception of Silver Investier, goes round the outside into turn 11. It's now the inside line and Silver Investier. Michael Marlowe got 3-second time penalty and need to wait another lap. Oh, Paco got his time penalty. Silver Investor is pretty much fighting aggressively, not leaving our time space. But I don't want to call wrong things. As Tom Jewell looks a bit confident in P7 behind Sondre Zorok, who I think will solve his drive-through. Yes. I don't want to know what was Sondre's reaction. Getting his drive-through. As Tom Jewell is now up to P6. Michael Marlowe is still behind. Sir Monsieur. It's Michael Marlowe nearly goes down the inside into the hairpin. Gets better exit than Servian does. And yes, now the DRS advantage. Looks like Syrian is fighting back with ERS. No, he's not, but Michael Marlowe will definitely be ahead of the corner. But that will give, I think, Syrian Investier the DRS on the second straight. Okay, or he's just doing like this, diving unnecessarily, and not getting the DRS, and it will be now an easy overtake for Michael Marlowe. And he's just like opening and closing the DRS 2 or 3 times. As the Investigator gets another penalty. I think Michael Marlowe got his first penalty early on. Yes, he did. As why is Shane on intermediates? Oh, they've no comment on that. But I want to say Olive Flavel and Rocco Walsh, maybe Shane as well, are the only guys who don't have penalties. Could be a good thing for Olive Flavel. Oh my god. Tom with 6 seconds ahead of him and Cyril with 15. Maybe he's jumping both of them at the end of the race, or I think surely he will.
Yeah, one thing Ollie is good at, to be fair, is penalties. He doesn't usually get them, and he is usually one to benefit from them, so it looks like if he keeps going like this, he only has 5 laps left to do it. He's going to be benefiting from penalties again.
Yep, he is. So Lewis and Jared fighting for nearly for the final points position. It's 4P9.
Oh, and Paco Suarez has really caught Matthew now. He's well within the DRS of him.
But he has penalty. 1 penalty more than Matthew. What can he do? Nothing. And then we go back on board to Lewis, who is at the back of Jared Fosbury. With the DRS and the ERS, he's gaining and gaining. As one of the racing points crashed, it was Silver Investier, and it's a virtual safety car. Okay. As Lewis is ahead of Jared Fosbury. Hopefully no one gets a drive-through penalty. Think about if Matthew gets a drive-through, would just like smash his title away. So I think that we see we're coming pretty in the next moment, pretty sure next moment. As Nino Romanello gets drive-through penalty, and that's definitely his championship over. As Jeff Fosbury was fighting with Lewis into turn 20 and 21. He got a bit of a switchback, but it was not enough as Bivesio retired in pits. Jeff Fosbury is still at the back of Lewis, has so much more grip, but around the same tire age as he goes for an overtake.
I think Paco Suarez is going to be making a move now for second. He's going to be pulling to the right, and he might be able to make this move before the corner. He is up into second place finally for Paco, who has been following in Matthew's DRS for ages, really, most of the race. So it must be a relief for him to finally make that move stick.
Yeah, that's correct. Maybe he can pull out this 3-second time penalty gap, and then benefiting of Nino's drive-through penalty because of he needs to serve it. And then maybe he gets the win.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. It's Jeff Fosbury and Lewis still going
As he's
for
actually
it.
really pulled away now, 8 tenths.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could well be a possibility.
So Lewis now at the back of Jeff Fosbury. They're still fighting with each other. But Jared has definitely the car advantage. Oh, he's lost his back end massively out of turn 18. As Jared is diving into the pits, why he's doing? What's Jared? Does he have wing damage? No, it's just pitting to pit. Okay. Matthew is definitely closer at Paco Suarez. He pulled like a 9/10 gap and now it's back up to 3.
Yeah. And he might be able to make a move here. Paco's going to defend to the inside. Actually, goes to the outside suddenly. So that's going to allow Matthew to go right down the inside, I should say, pretty easily. And Matthew back up to second.
As Cameron Young retired on track. Because they're not the usually thing drivers should do. Cameron Young.
Did you say already that Nino has a drive-through?
Yeah. 2 times.
Sorry. I wasn't sure.
Oh,
I heard you talking about like a Nino drive-through, but I thought you were talking like hypothetically, not that he actually had one.
Oh, Paco another penalty, and that's definitely his race win over.
Yeah.
As Matthew is now in the best position to win this race and definitely to win this championship. I think I'm not one to call wrong things, but it should be definitely decided now. Hopefully, it comes to discuss. We're in the penultimate lap of this race.
Yeah, the next, well, I mean, it will be Nino, the next person back, and he needs to be properly beating Matthew to be anywhere near him, and even in this, it's not enough, nowhere near enough, so
Yeah.
Matthew would have to be down in 5th for this to... Yeah, Nino actually had the fastest lap, to be fair to him as well, but it's not going to be enough if, well, with this drive-through.
Yeah. Maybe if this drives through... No, I thought for a moment maybe Tom Jewell could get a podium, but that's not the case. As Paco is still closing in on Matthew. It will be interesting to see how much positions Ollie will jump, because of it looks like at the moment that he's definitely jumping Tom, but not Michael. As Paco did a little bit of a mistake out of turn 14.
and goes Nino to serve it. Which
Yeah,
means Matthew will take over the lead for just the last lap.
I will follow
So
him.
I guess he can really take in the championship
Yep.
to the fullest
Are we on
and
the
finish under the
last lap?
fireworks,
I
of course.
thought we were on the last lap, but it was only because of crossed the line already. We'll definitely stay on board with Matthew and Paco, not only because of Matthew's winning, because of the little bit of a fight. But it
Out
looks like
Nino Romanello's 3 seconds off now.
oh, it's only 3 seconds off. Okay, I thought it would be more.
Actually,
Okay.
he might be able to take back a second if he can close 9/10 on this lap.
Yeah, it could be. As it
He's
looks
really
like,
going to have to do it in the final sector because this Ferrari does
Yeah.
not have any straight line speed, especially compared to the McLaren.
yeah,
And you can see that the gap actually increased on the straight.
yep, the Ferrari engine is not the best. Generally, was last season in the real F1. But for the moment, it looks like Matthew will secure another championship. He already, I think, won 3 or 4 titles in F1, and now he's taking over the second, not the second one for him, but the generally second FP championship.
Yep. So Matthew's going to be a double drivers champion for this season in IRL. And I'll let you take it away, Tim, for him crossing the line.
Yep. As he's on his way through turn 20 and 21, Matthew Alder drove an excellent season, and he proves again that he's the fastest driver in this league to cross the line and win the Season 9 Formula Performance Drivers Championship, with Paco Suarez getting by a 4/10 second, and Nino, after his good race and leading, it's only enough for third.
Yeah, even without the drive through, it wouldn't have been enough. If he won, it's still not enough. So, yeah, Nino really did all he could have today, but I don't think he could have done anything more from his end to change the outcome. Matthew, of course, your champion.
Yeah, Matthew's the new champion of Formula Performance. He's now getting the crown and taking over Jared Fosbury's throne seat from last season. Jared Fosbury coming home today. Looks like only in 11th. We go on board with him through the final sector. But Matthew, although like he was already in the slowest car today, and then proving and getting the race win, he was like happy about Nino's penalty, but he still like had the best pace today, I think, because of he is the fastest man in the league, and Jared is doing donuts. Good to see. He proved one again. Yes, he's like the fastest man on the league, with the Williams getting a race win on the track where the Williams definitely not the best car, or generally not the best car. So he definitely gets it deserved. Jared Fosbury still doing donuts. And his avatar
I just checked. The top 3 are already in the chat, so they'll be joining soon, I guess.
Yep. Jared Fosbury is still doing his donuts and going backwards to cross the line. Driver of the day from
Lewis
Cody
Curtis.
is Lewis. Yep. As then we have.
I won't lie, I would have given Nino driver today without the drive-through, because really he drove the perfect race that he needed. But yeah, it's Matthew Walder, of course, on the top step. I'm sure people are used to seeing that face, a familiar face on the top step, and he's the FP champion.
Yes, he is. He drove also a good race today, but definitely the penalty of Nino helped him out today to win the race, as we were waiting for race results. who is Matthew Alder, our new FP champion, winning the race ahead of Paco Suarez, who got a strong P2, ahead of Nino and Michael Marlowe, Olive Lavelle, Tom Jewell, Brandon Glover, Lewis Curtis, Sanjay Zark, and Rocker Walsh getting the final point in top P10. After the top 10 we have Jared and Shane, same as Cameron, and the DNFs are Sylvan Vestier, Joe Hollis, Thomas McIver, Josie Mandeville, Louis Quinlan, and Ross Denholm. And then we're waiting for the drivers to come into this party.
There's Matthew.
As now I'm starting to calculate for the constructors who won there.
And by the way, I guess we'll do a like you first, me second, you third.
Yes, as usual.
Yeah, cool.
I need to get race restart on. Here we go. Matthew.
Oh.
He'll get back, don't worry.
And there you go.
Okay, and I can confirm, pretty much sure, that Matthew Alder and Sanjay Zark took the Constructors' Championship with the team Thunder from Down Under. They won with 7 points. And Sanjay's also coming in. As I'm checking things to make that sure that we have the constructors decided. Cameron and Paco got 18. Cameron 0. Nino and Rocco. Nino got 16. Matthew and Sanjay got 2. Matthew got 25. That's in 27. Yep, it's pretty much sure that Matthew and Sanjay took the Constructors' Championship of this season. And then I think we're all in here. No, we're waiting for Nino.
He won't be showing up.
Okay. Then we're starting with our race winner and new FP champion, Matthew Alder. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, let's talk about the race. From my side, respect, you got a lot of pace in the Williams. Yeah, your race was just like the penalty of Nino got you in the end race win. Without the race win, you would be anyway champion. But do you thought of the race with the Williams or starting qualifying that you will be definitely up there?
I knew that my pace definitely seemed stronger than it was in Hungary, so I knew that I would have a good chance for a podium, and I knew if I got a podium then it's pretty much guaranteed, since Lewis was quite far off the pace and Nino was really the only one who would be able to challenge because he's got the Ferrari. But yeah, and then I did the 34-3 in quali, and yeah, I was quite happy with that.
Yes, that's right. Let's talk about a bit throughout the season. You missed 2 races in this season. You got now 2 wins and 3 podiums. Going into this year, everyone expected from you winning this championship because of like you're the fastest guy in the IRL generally. do you thought with the allocation system that you will have a good chance at the start of the season for the championship?
Yeah, I think with the new allocations, I could have a couple of bad races or miss them like I did, and I'd get a good car and I'd be right back in the championship anyway. So I knew that there'd be a good chance, especially if when I got the worst car. So like if I took the championship lead, that I'd probably be able to extend that if because I am the fastest. So I would hopefully get good results. And when I got the worst car twice at the end of the season, I still got 2 podiums in it. So
Yeah, looks like you're in the bad cars are also confident. Yeah, then like talking about a bit of next season, will you sign up for FP next season?
yeah, it will be.
So then talking about next season, do you think you can defend your title?
Yeah, I think the tracks will be better suited to me overall. Probably France. I don't think France is a fan favourite with a lot of people, so that'll probably go. But I think overall the tracks will be actually better for me. So yeah, I hope I'll be able to defend it, and I won't be missing any races this time because I'm not actually doing the league that I had for 2 races when I missed it.
Okay, that's good to hear then. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck for next season.
Thank you.
Which would lead on to Paco for P2. Are you Paco, first of all?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Yeah, obviously at P2, I think it's a very good result given the person who beat you was the alien, so not much you could have done there. But yeah, a really good race in you, I think. What was your perspective?
Well, I mean, first of all, congratulations to Sandra and Matthew for the constructors. And secondly, I want to say about the race that I didn't expect to be that fast. I know I was in a McLaren, the fifth fastest, I think it was. But still, I was able to have good pace. I was able to follow Nino and Matthew throughout the race, although Nino escaped in the second stint. And there were some parts that I thought I could actually beat Matthew, but in the final laps I got the second penalty, the 6 second in total, and I knew it was over because Matthew had enough pace to be close to me. So I think I'm more than happy with the second spot. Sad for Nino because he deserved that win, but yeah, incredible for me and for my confidence as well.
Yeah, and it seemed a very sensible drive from you as well. You weren't going for like anything that might end in disaster. You stuck behind and made the moves when they were possible, and it paid off with a P2. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Okay then. Okay then. Shortly to you to Sondre. Sondre, you got P9 today. Obviously, you got the drive-through penalty.
Let's just not talk too much about today's race.
Yeah, drive-through penalty. You want to comment on it?
Well, it was annoying because I was like 5/10 up on my delta, and then it goes green, like it says it's gonna go green right before slow corners. I misjudged it and ended up 200th down on the delta, and well, got to drive through, so that was just annoying. But at that point I was kind of planning to have a battle with Cameron, so we were kind of planning to pit up until the point when Nino got his drive through a little later on, and I realized that Rocco was behind me, so I just figured that I'm gonna have to stay out just to make sure that now that Matthew is gonna finish ahead of Nino, to make sure that I also take that spot ahead of Rocco, so we actually get that constructor. And well, Matthew pulled through, and I just had a shaky day, to say the least.
Yeah, unfortunately, your drive-through penalty. But anyway, you got, I think, in the end, P10 or P9 in the championship. You obviously won with Matthew, the Constructors' Championship, and looking into next season, Do you think you and Matthew will team up again? Maybe?
Well, I know that I want to team up with Matthew again. I think he wants to stay teammates.
Yes, I do.
He does, yeah, so we're definitely gonna stay together then and hopefully try and go for back-to-back.
That's good to hear that Team Thunder from Down Under going for another season together. Kevin, do you have anything to ask?
No, just really congratulations to Matthew, of course, on his championship, and to Matthew and Sundre on their constructors. Well deserved, and good luck to them next season as well.
Yeah, congratulations from my side again as well. And then I think that's it for today. And that's it for Season 9 Formula Performance here. We got a new champion, who is Matthew Holder. And make sure you check out F1 on Saturday, 6 PM UK time, S203, where the title should be decided on Sunday, I think, at 4:30 PM UK time. And then thanks to Kevin for joining me in commentating this season.
Yeah, I
And
enjoyed it.
yeah, I think we'll be a very good team and we will continue for next season. And then thanks to drivers for giving us good racing. And then I think we'll see us in a few weeks for Season 10 FP. Until then, goodbye.